Just a few days ago, I reconnected with some old friends on Facebook, and it got me thinking about friends. We're going to talk about friends on this episode of the Driving with Rob podcast. Today we're going to talk about friends. Not Ross, Chandler, and Rachel, but your friends. Do you have friends from 10, 20, 30 years ago that you're still friends with today? I had a friend who found me on Facebook. And that's really what Facebook is for, in my opinion, is to reconnect with old friends and family. When I first opened my Facebook account, it's because my wife was already on Facebook. She had discovered Facebook already. Well, people started reaching out to her through Facebook, trying to get in touch with me about an upcoming high school reunion. So I went ahead and opened up a Facebook account so I could start to reconnect with some of these people I was friends with in high school. And this year would mark our 40th high school reunion. So I've been out of high school for a long time. But just seeing the faces of these people that I grew up with immediately took me back to that time in my mind. And I started to remember all the things that we did together, places we went, things that we did, and it brought back some nice memories for me. And I was struck by how many of those people that I was very close to 40 years ago that I hadn't spoken to since. Not because I didn't like them, not because I didn't want to stay connected with them, but life happens. Life gets in the way. Lost touch with some of them when they went to college. Lost touch with some of them when they got married or they changed jobs and moved away. And then once you get married and start having kids, you get new friends. People you have something in common with now. Like how 30 years ago we had a newborn baby. So we started to make friends with people who also had babies so that you could compare notes. Because life doesn't come with a user's manual. You have to make it up as you go along. And nobody has all the answers, so our new friends, we would discuss things like, what do you do when the baby can't sleep? What diapers do you like the best? What baby wipes do you like the best? Is it okay to put the baby in bed with you? Things like that. And pretty soon, high school seems to be a lifetime ago. And you lose track of your friends. You lose track of your old friends. Apart from my wife, my very best friend called me up one day. And he was the kind of friend that you could go years without speaking to. And as soon as you hear his voice, you pick up the conversation right where you left off last time. That kind of friend. Well, we had been friends all through elementary school, and then through junior high school and high school. And then he went to college, I went to work. When he graduated college, he went to work, then I went to college. Then I got married and moved to a town that was about 30 miles away. And you just lose track of each other. Well, he calls me one day, and he was kind of hemming and hawing around, and I could tell he had something on his mind, and I asked him, what's going on? Did you need to talk to me about something? And he kind of timidly, sheepishly said, well, you heard that I was engaged. I said, yeah, I did. He said, well, we're getting married on whatever date it was. I forget the date now. I'm sure he knows. But he said, I would like for you to be one of the groomsmen in my wedding. His dad was going to be his best man, and his two brothers were going to be ushers. And he asked me if I would be another usher. And I, of course, said immediately, yes, I will. Thank you for asking me. And then we kind of laughed about why he was so nervous about asking me. And I said, well, of course I was going to do it. I said, you don't know how honored I feel over the fact that when you needed another brother, you called me. Because at some point, I'm sure there was a discussion. I only have two brothers. I need one more. I'm going to call Rob and ask him. And it was one of the sweetest, most touching things he could have done, to be considered to be another brother. And it's good to get back with old friends, because your friends maybe kept track of other friends that you didn't keep track of. Because you can say, you remember so-and-so? Or you remember that guy in our geometry class. Whatever happened to that guy? And some of your friends go through profound life changes. I had a friend who lost a child. Child was killed in a car wreck. And it profoundly changed their life. And it changed who they were as a person. I have a couple of friends who came out as gay. Never knew they were gay. I don't think they knew. But once they came out, completely altered their life, completely changed their life. But even though some of these friends go through profound life changes, they're still your friends. The things that made you love them before, you still love them. It was kind of a struggle for us to remain friends with this person who decided she liked Hellman's mayonnaise better than Duke's mayonnaise. And I think my wife and I both made the statement, I'm not sure we can be friends anymore. But you still love them. And as I said in a previous podcast, true love never dies. And I really believe that. I've always believed that. If you ever truly loved them, you still love them. If you were ever truly friends, they're still your friends. So during this Corona COVID lockdown, try to reconnect with some of your old friends. You may find out how amazing it is to get back with your old friends. And that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast. I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you downloading. Give me a like, leave me a comment, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye now.